a lot of things we do here at Towcester is my philosophy and what I do. And the best person to speak to is Polly, my vet. And it's so nice that when I see dogs come off here, people like fast times, soggy fast times. Just take your dogs home and be safe, and welfare is always paramount for us. So, you know, I don't care about what people say about me on Twitter, couldn't care less. We do what we have to do, and that's it. Our mindset, all the tracks we've got, is walking by hand, maintaining the track and making sure it's safe. And that's it. And I love our sport.
You're a proud, passionate man about your greyhound racing. Just a couple of questions. Your first memories of the Greyhound Derby as a kid?
I think my first memories as greyhound racing was the TV trophy. Obviously, hence why I love the TV trophy, to be fair. So, as a kid at an early age, my dad used to always watch Sports Night, and it was on TV then. So, I also got involved in greyhound racing. My main objective was TV trophy and probably not Derby, to be fair. So, and I'm not being funny, as an owner, you can spend silly money on Derby dogs and you never get there. It is one hell of a race, but to get in the final is surreal, because it just doesn't happen. It's so difficult. You know, you've got 6 races in 5 weeks, and yeah, you need a lot of luck on your side, and you need the right dog. And you know, this year again, people say, oh, it's not the best Derby, and some of the best dogs have been knocked out. Shut up. You know, all these 6 people here tonight, the six dogs in the final, fair play to them all. They're there on merit, and there's a lot of people who love being in their shoes, trust me.
And great credit to Diane, of course. I mean, she obviously knows now she's got trap 1.
I think Diane's the only female trainer in the final, fair to her. And look, she's been in the Derby final before, and yeah, it's a fantastic achievement, and she's all over it. She's don't have time to come to lunches because she's too busy with her dogs. That's the thing, she's like. So, well, she's done a great job. I'm so proud of her, what she's done, and Bo's a lovely dog. He's chilling out in the sunshine, I'm sure he is. So, we just enjoy the moment, obviously, and it's nice to be part of it.
I would say that Graham and Paul couldn't do without Susan and Nicola, but
I know, you know, yeah, of course. I do apologise, Susan.
I get absolutely right. So let's cut to the chase. You've seen the draw in trap 1. What happens on Saturday?
I would do a 4:01 job done. So, well, no, it is what it is, isn't it? So, look, we'll enjoy it. I don't think he's got a bad draw, actually. I mean, ideally, you'd probably say he's a 2 or 3 dog, but I think Kildare we're going right, so we just want a clear one. He's not had a clear one yet in the whole event, so he's certainly fast enough. I think if I give him a solo trial tomorrow, he'll do 29.20. So if 29.20 could win the Derby, then he's got a chance. Fair play to Lofty. I think he's going to go about 50-1 for the final. So well done, Lofty. You know what I mean?
We'll have a chat with Lofty in due course. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Boothby, owner of Savannah Bow, but promoter, of course, of Towcester Racecourse, which on Saturday stages one of the great events in British sport. Right, trap 2, trained by Peter Cronin. I should say that Making Paper, I think, was a Diane Henry English Derby finalist at Wimbledon 2015, potentially. Right, Peter Cronin's gone pretty close in the past as well. I think a 2nd and a 3rd at Wimbledon. I think he's had a finalist here, Whoops Jack, as well, a couple of years back. Now, unfortunately, Peter not going to be with us this afternoon, but I think, is Peter going to come and speak on his behalf, and or potentially more the owner, Aidan Comerford. So, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Harmon. Right, so tell us what's the news. Come this way. They obviously know they've got trap 2.
Yeah, I spoke to Peter just before I came up today, and the dog's so well, it's gone back really well, and he's really chuffed. I've just texted them to let them know what draw they've got, and I think they're really pleased.
And you're good pals with the owner?
Yeah, at one point in time, every dog in McKenna was nearly an Aidan Comerford dog. I was buying them at probably 13-month-old and thinking they're going to make a mistake before long. But Aidan and his brother Peter are very shrewd people, and they don't make mistakes, and they did say this dog, it was special. Right from the word go, they said the dog was special, and they were dead right.
And they punted it for the Kirby Memorial, didn't they?
Yeah, we were all on, and it was a bit unlucky. He didn't get around the bend, and we're all betting for this as well. So we're all cheering now because we've got money in the pockets with each way money. So no, they're really looking forward to it. And Aidan will be over. He's just had a hip operation, so he couldn't come over, but he will be here for the final. So, and you couldn't meet better people. I will say that to you. They always sponsored the Comerford Cakes. They ploughed money into the sport. They've spent fortunes. And the brother won last year with Susie Sapphire. So it might be a bit special, like if the other brother now comes over Aidan and wins the English Derby.
How do they see the draw? Have you spoken to them?
I've not spoken to them, I've just messaged them, and they said, what do you think? And I said, I think it's perfect. I think it was critical for Kildare to get inside Romeo Magico. I think that's really critical. I think it's a very open derby. You look at it, and the way the draw's worked out now, you know Magico can hit it, so if he does go round, you're probably not picking him up. If Kildare goes round and holds his pitch, it all depends who's dropping him behind. I think Bo's got a lovely draw. I personally have got a real fancy for Hammond on the draw. You know, his back straight pace is unbelievable. If he runs that second bend, I think Hammond's a massive runner. Then you've got the Mickey Barrett, never does anything wrong. He's a real battler, Mickey Barrett is, and it's a wonderful story. You know, the press need to get hold of that this week. It's a massive story. And Jason Gray's a good pal from Nottingham, so it's, you know, it's a dream for all us smaller trainers to get into the derby. It's just like, forget about winning it, just getting there is amazing. And what can you say about Ennis is, you know, you just don't do anything wrong, do they, with the Price's jet dog and everything. He's awesome. So, you know, Susan, I said the other day, when she's over there and you interviewed her at the Pickle, she's mentioning all the owners. She's just professional. She's a beautiful lady, and it's like it's good to hear. You know, you need that for this sport. We get so much negativity. To hear the real positives and somebody doing it right, it really is good.
Okay, and finally, you know, I think Ireland are looking for their first Towcester victory. Plenty's going to be made of that kind of Anglo-Irish clash, if you like. I mean, best of British, etc. A little bit up against it.
Do you know what? A while back, I was really going to have a right punt at the Irish winning it, because I thought to myself, I can see them winning it this year. But so the bookies knew the same as well. It was a bit too short, so I don't know. We've got two in there. You know, the big runners. I'd love for Kevin to win. You know, there's nobody does any more for dog racing than Kevin. He's kept me in the sport. Without Kevin, I won't be in the sport now. So every Englishman has got to pay respect to that man, and if he wins it, I think he deserves it. You know, there's nobody who does more for this sport than what Kevin has.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much. And of course, Romeo Magico is the best of British as well, in terms of the breeding. Right, let's move. In fact, we didn't show you Kildare, did we, Megan? That was really poor of me. Sorry, apologies for that. Should we show Kildare now? Let's have Kildare, of course. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was on Saturday night, of course. Someone wrote blue is the colour. Trap 2 did the business, and as Peter said, the form in the Kirby Memorial was pretty sensational. A little bit out of luck in the final, but I think, as Peter has said, probably didn't do too much with the greyhound even up to the Kirby Memorial. Was learning all the time, and came to fruition on Saturday, and just holding the strong dog, of course. Price is in second. Right, so let's move on to the first of Paul Hennessey's runners. We are talking, I think we're talking Hammy here, aren't we? Hello, Hammond. So can I welcome to the stage Susan Hennessey, wife of Paul. We've been here before, my dear, haven't we? And it's good.
Absolutely fantastic, and privileged to be here again.
2 English Derby successes, involving, of course, with the Murphys, with Priceless Blake, JT Jet for John Turner. Let's concentrate on this occasion with Hello Hammond. I mean, he's a grand old stager, but that almost seems rude and crass to say that, but he is, isn't he?
I compared them to like a Trojan horse. They both came in with competitions, weren't sexy, they weren't hitting any of the targets, but they just kept doing their thing. They're warriors. They've great heart. They do have big engines, both of them. And Hammy is a special place in our kennel. We bred his dad, Ted, JT Jet, and we had Pearl. So we've pupped him down, we've bred him, we have started him off school, and we've good friends of ours now own him. He always had an engine, but he just needed to put everything together. He had a few niggles, but as he's got older, he's matured, and he's got clever, and he's absolutely loving it over here. So we tried him last year, and we didn't get to give him a trial, and he went out, unfortunately. But this year we said, we're coming over, and Hammy's coming with us, and he's done us so proud, and it's incredible to get to this stage. 192 dogs started off here. We're down to 6, and we're blessed to have 2 of them. We would have settled for 1. And Hammy, he's a very special place in the black and amber racing kennel.
He certainly is. Did it really matter where he was drawn, in your opinion?
it's facetious to say it doesn't really matter, but Hammy isn't, he runs straight actually. He can ping, but he just doesn't have that early gear to make it to the bend, so he gets past. But his thing is, he can come home. We're hoping for a clear run. What he's done this far has been incredible, and a bit of luck. Whoever's name is on that trophy, that's who's getting it. It doesn't matter what lane they're in, what trap they're in. Whoever it's meant to be will be. And enjoy this week. It's a fantastic occasion, and we're all privileged to be one of the 6.
I think it's and absolutely well said. A word about the owners of Hello Hammond. We'll probably keep you up here for Price's Jet, because it seems a bit silly to send you back down, isn't it, really? But tell us about the meanies.
Yeah, local people, Jerry and Miriam, love their greyhounds. They're in Kilkenny every Friday night. They've always had a dog. They had one dog, and they've been lucky. I've always called them lucky. And they're very supportive of the game. They travel, they go to Shelburne, they go wherever the dogs are running, and great sporting owners. Good. Jerry likes to have a bet, but he actually doesn't bet his own dogs. He prefers just to watch them racing, and he gets enough enjoyment and pleasure from that. And salt of the earth greyhound people, love their dogs, win, lose or draw, will enjoy the occasion, share it with all their friends in Matty's Pub in the Royal Oak, and yeah, they have quite a contingent supporting them, and they're getting some fun out of it. And that, at the end of the day, is what it's all about. If people can just see the enjoyment, that if everyone has a connection, it could be the man in the shop, it could be the man delivering the bread, whoever. Anyone just say, yeah, I know him, I know they have a dog running, and it spreads out. It's like a little ripple, and it brings everybody in, and it's lovely, and that's what it's all about. Enjoy it and spread it out to everybody.
I couldn't agree more. Fantastic. Let's just bring you over here, because on this occasion I think we're going to get Megan to show us Hello Hammond. I think this was in the quarter finals, running out of track 3. I think you said after this that he does absolutely relish a challenge, and came out of the Shelburne 600, so we know he stays, and he was up to the challenge.
Yes, definitely. He never gives up, and he has a big engine. He just needs the clear run, and he loves running into those bottom 2 bends, and he'll come wide and he'll just swing for home. And yeah, look at it. He's a great servant. He's a great dog. He's a character, and there's no special jinx or anything else to him. He is what he is. He's hammy to us at home. He loves racing. He's bouncing, and he's been loving the attention, the travelling, the getting ready every week and coming over. And do you know what? They're so clever. They know it, and they relish it. They love it.
Yeah, they certainly do. And we may as well, I think, Megan, if you don't mind, maybe Price's Jet. This was the famous quarter-final night, the double, of course, and wow, he's tracked like a sprinter.
Yeah, that was special. Jet does great trials. He has a 16:28 trial in Kilkenny, and I knew all the doggy people will tell you that's a great run. He has early. He just doesn't ping it every night, but he did do it that night. We started him off in the competition short of work. We were saying he had the experience. He had been over here last year, and we just needed him to come through each week, which he did. And he really just pinged when he hit the lids. Yeah, he's a fast dog.
He's a fast dog. He came in, I think he was in the 600 as well, was it? It was certainly in the Easter Cup. I mean, that form has worked out pretty well with Magico and Price's Jet.
Yeah, he's a fast dog too. He just, as I say, some nights he hits it, some nights he doesn't. But he's good. He's an engine, and he'll come home. And yeah, great. He's Jet is Corky, as we call him at home. He's doing his best, and he's loving it over here too. And it's great to see him come back and back up. It's an incredible achievement for him to break the track record again.
Exactly, that was extraordinary. I'm going to just bring you back round to the folk. They can see it. I mean, obviously, in terms of the history, everybody knows that Paul's trained a Cheltenham Festival winner and a Greyhound Derby winner. Not just the Scottish version, not just the Irish version, but 2 English versions as well. Brian and Kathleen, they live in the Cayman Islands. I mean, they're not here at the weekend, are they, or are they?
They are actually. They're home in Ireland. They had a family engagement, so they have come home, and it's absolutely wonderful that they will be, and they will travel over. They do They follow their dogs, they love their dogs, they're passionate about them. They've been in the sport and they've been with us, they've been loyal, they've been so supporting, and again, great sporting owners. They take the wins, they take the losses, and get on with it, get on to the next one. Enjoy the occasion, enjoy your dog, relish them for what they are, and yeah, and this is the icing on the cake for them to be home in Ireland and be able to come over here for another English Derby. It's a wonderful achievement, and they're loving it.
They loved it. They certainly loved it at Nottingham as well with Blake, didn't they? Yeah. So great supporters of the game, great history. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish the Hennessy's all the best with their 2 runners, which is some achievement in itself. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Hennessy, Susan Hennessy, Hallow Hammond and Bryce Jet. Not a beer, just an orange juice or something. Thanks, Al, that was mine anyway. Lovely. Right, ladies and gentlemen, right, he's Mr. Rockstar. I think I should have I think not just Nikki, but I think maybe Dave as well. So Connections, Romeo, Magico, please join me up on stage. Dave Firmager, the owner of Romeo, Magico, and of course Nikki Holland, wife of Graham Holland, trainer. Vodka's good. Right. Come over here. Right, should we have a look at Magico? Semi-final night, and maybe Nikki, you could talk us through this.
Yeah, we were delighted with him. He didn't actually come away as well as he can, but showed a lovely first bend, showed great pace, and was away in front. And just, yeah, very pleased to be here today. Great week for David and Nicola. You know, they put so much into it that it's lovely to have finalists for them.
Is that a good watch?
Very good watch. Okay, watch that again. If we can play it again if you like. Yeah, very good. Just seems to be coming right into himself. He's fine. He's not trapping as well as he could, but he's showing tremendous pace to the bend and running the first 2 bends exceptionally well. So, yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to be here with Nikki, as we always are. And the draws worked out. Yeah, draws worked out okay. I think at the end of the day, we're in the final. The draw you get is the draw you get. So there's no cribbing there at all. But yeah, excited.
Right, come round here. We've seen that. Let's everybody see you. Right. You've had 1 or 2 close calls, and I have to kind of keep reminding myself that you haven't won an English Derby. It just seems crazy when I think you've had a number of finalists.
We have, yeah. We were second with Ballydor Valor. We had a third with Claire's Rocket, who's living at home in our kitchen. So, yeah, it would be lovely to win one. It'd be especially lovely to win one for Dave and Nicola. They take us in every year. We're treated like family. We couldn't wish for a better place to stay. And, yeah, to have one of theirs, a homebred, taken back, and them to see them every week. And he loves going back. He loves seeing them. They love seeing him. It's brilliant to be here and brilliant to have him in the final for them.
I take it Graham will be here at the weekend?
Yeah, Graham's coming over, and Timmy. Timmy looks after him all week. He's his pride and joy. So he'll be here in the final. Rachel and myself will be travelling as we've done all the way. So, yeah.
I had a quick chat with Dave beforehand, and just talking about the vagaries of the draw, who wanted to be inside who. How do you think it's worked out?
We're very pleased to be in 4. You know, he's probably done his best split out of 4. He won his trials taking 4, so we're happy enough. Look, we're in a final, and we'd have taken any trap before this to get there. So yeah, 4's very good. We'll be there giving us our best shot Saturday out of it.
Thank you, Nikki. And look, I suppose Kildare's Connections wanted to be inside you. You wanted to be inside Kildare. The fact you've got Hallow Hammond in between you, does that level it out somewhat?
Maybe. I think probably the 1 and the 3 might move off a little bit, but at the end of the day, the final is the final, and they'll all be performing it the way that they do. So Hammond can break as well. So and Mickey Barrett shows he can break as well. So it's you know, on the night, it's who handles the preliminaries, which dog performs best on the night. And you know, like Nicky said, we're quite happy. He's done his best split out of 4. He's 1 out of 4. So yeah, we are where we are. No arguing about that.
Okay. Irish trained, English owned, importantly, British bred as well, which is a fact that has understandably been lost, but that must make you extra reason to be proud.
Yeah, I mean this dog in particular The dam line traces back. We've been breeding this dam line now for 4 generations. We bred the dam of Magico, obviously. We bred the sire of the dam of Fabulous Artist, and the mother of the dam of Fabulous Artist. That's Magico's dam. So yeah, it's a long line of trying to get to where we are. It didn't happen overnight. There's 20 years of breeding behind the back of that, which people might not realise, but it all traces back to the grand old bitch Airport Express and a bitch that I bought off of Pat Dalton at the same time. Her sister called Fast March, and she's our foundation bitch, and she's bred as Romeo Recruit, Romeo Maldini, Romeo Metro, all produce stakes winners. A lot of good dogs over the years for us. So it's not come easy, but it's nice to finally be here, and also the fact that we have the dam sire, and the dam line is ours as well. So it traces. If you look at the pedigree, it traces back to Fabulous all the way, and there's a Romeo on the top line as well.
And it's something that Liz Moore, of course, chair of the British
Yes,
Stud Book, pointed out. I think 2002 Fast March, and that's where it stemmed through. So
I mean,
again, fantastic from your point of view.
Yeah, Liz knows very well the dogs we breed. When I sit down and register a litter of pups, I probably do them 3 or 4 litters at the same time. Just pick names and try to get a theme, because when you're naming that many, it can take an awful long time. But Liz is well aware of what we're doing, and I try to support British breeding as well. We got the True Frame final, British bred final on Saturday as well. So it was nice that Liz actually picked up the fact that this dog is British bred, and it's a 20-year dam line as well.
And absolutely, you're a big sponsor, of course, on Derby weekend as well with True Frame. So, again, many thanks for that. And I have to say thank you to Mick Keneally, General Manager, doing a great job, of course. First Derby for him in this position. He said to me, ask him about Badge.
Well, it's a story with our grandchildren. They was living with us at the time when this litter was born. The mother had a cesarean. We had quite an arduous time with her, with the puppies as well, bringing them round. To cut a long story short, they spent so much time with these puppies, and the dog himself. There's 2 black dogs. Badge, which is his kennel name, is a black and white dog, and it's when he comes back, I always called him Badge, because Badge just seemed a little bit too long. So when he comes back through the door every Friday morning, he's like, "Hello, Badge, how you doing?" And he's sort of all over me, and it's really nice to know, even though he's living in Ireland at the moment, he's British at the end of the day.
And he answers, he knows he's Badge as well. No, fantastic. Final word then to you, Nicky. I mean, you've had plenty of chances, some really good dogs have won derbies for you. They've gone close in English derbies. How does Romeo Magico compare to those guys? It was a difficult question to answer, but what's your thoughts?
He's a great dog. Even as a young dog, he showed he had the pace, but he was very immature, very giddy, and he's grown into himself. He's settled this year. He's staying a lot better. He's up there. He compares with them. He's got that spark, but we're just pleased. We're just pleased with him, and he's kept going so far. That's what I can say. And best of luck to everybody in the final. As Susan said, it's great to be there, and we've all got to enjoy it this week and pull together.
Yeah, there's 6 very, very good dogs in there. They've all worked very, very hard to get here. Whatever wins, as Kevin said earlier, whatever wins is going to deserve to win. It's not an easy competition. The dogs are running, by the time they've gone to the pickup, they're running 700 metres. It's a tough competition. And I think it's proved, the dogs that probably maybe the short runners have felt it towards the end of this competition. So you've got some stars in there, don't worry about that.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Good luck on Saturday to you and the family, and to Graham and Nicky, and well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I don't think it's been a bad weekend for British sport, has it? I think Geraint Thomas won, Holly Dorr won the Prix de Diane, Matt Fitzpatrick won the golf as well. So look, that might just be an omen for the weekend, but we'll claim it anyway. Obviously Graham and Nicky being English, Irish trained as such. With Patrick Janssens, we can claim that. Even Seamus Cahill, we claim that victory as well. I'm going to claim the Hennessy as well, because Kevin stayed at my house once. So not a problem in that respect. Right, They've been rather quiet, I think, this evening. I think anyone who's watched and been through social media, watched RPG TV, watched the Star Sports feed, would have just seen this anthem week in, week out, and the story just get better and better and bigger and bigger. And I think it was Peter who kind of suggested that, absolutely. And I think one or two of the papers have picked up the Mickey Barrett story. It's been on Talk Sport. But today it's about Jason Gray and the owners, the Mickey Barrett Syndicate. So you can all come up if you want, but Jason, of course, if you could lead the way. Ladies and gentlemen, extraordinary story, Mickey's Barrett running out of track 5 on Saturday. You come here and you can watch this. Come round here. Let's have a look at Mickey's Barrett, and you can settle in, because this is some occasion, and this was some run earlier in the competition. I'm going to tell you, he's running out of track 5.
Yeah, he broke okay. He run the bend well. He showed a lot of pace. He has been running the bends really well, and I think that's Cape Cloud in 2. Gets up the side of it, and he goes toe to toe with it, and he's got a massive heart, and he just doesn't want to get beat, and you can see it here. He battles and battles, looks him in the eye, says, right, I'm having this, and away he goes and just sticks his neck out. So yeah, he's a great dog. He's a great dog.
He's a great dog. You come round here now, Jason. I don't know where to start. I'm just going to start with you. Where did it all start for you?
It started with me with my dad. Like a lot of these guys here, it was in the family. You know, I've been around greyhounds since I was this high, and I learnt everything off him. I cut my teeth on the unlicensed tracks with him, and then we went to Hull and to Kinsley, and then we got opportunity to go to Nottingham in 2011. I took the licence over from my dad then, and you know, we've just been doing the business there, primarily graded dogs. But I've 1 or 2 good A1 minor opens, but not in the class of this fella. He's just, and that's where it all started, to where we are now.
I'm not very good with my research, but would he have been your first Derby entry, or did you have others before?
No. I've had two entries. A couple of years ago, I had a dog called Born to Achieve. He got through to the second round. It was a 50-1 shot in the first heat, and he got through, and then he got knocked out. And then last year, I had a dog called Ferndale Nidge, and he got to the second round. A little bit unlucky to get knocked out, but he did. So, you know, the run that this fella's had is just incredible. So it's nothing like it.
But we followed his progress in the puppy competitions earlier this year, and he always looked a dog.
Yeah, I mean, when we got him, I got him from the breed of Jennifer O'Donnell over in Ireland, and he came over. He started A3 at Nottingham, but he showed a lot of pace, and I thought he could be a decent dog. He went through the grades, he went to A1. He ran in a minor open, and he actually got bowled over. He ran against Trump's Benefit, and he got knocked over at the first bend. So we had him off for probably about 6 weeks. He came back, ran some trials, and said, right, we're going to put him in the Northern Puppy up at Newcastle. We entered him into that, and he went through the rounds. He got to the final, and unfortunately, when he got to the final, that night, or the day after the final, he came down with a sickness, and it was at the time when it was going around everybody in the country, and so you know, he didn't run his race, and obviously we know why now, but he proved he could run, so we said, right, we'll go to the Northern Flat, because he took to Newcastle, and he ran very, very well there, got to the final again. He came up against Graham Rankin's dog, and you know, on that night he wouldn't have beat her. You know, she ran very, very well, and you know, she's a good dog. But again, he showed, you know, he was a good dog. He got the pace, he stayed the distance very well, and So we said, right, we'll give him a break, and let's put him in the Derby. We trialled him. I thought, okay, see how he goes. He did a good trial. I thought, okay, we'll stick him in, and you know, the rest is history, as they say.
And it is history as well for these guys here. So I mean, I think most people in the house know the story, but it must be great to have these guys behind you in many ways.
Oh, it's massive. I mean, you know, every week, you know, when he's been running, they followed him. We started at Nottingham, they followed him there, massive. Every Friday night they'd come down. Then we went to Newcastle. They went up on the bus twice to the 2 finals, and they followed him in the heats. You know, and it's great. I mean, on semi-final night, you know, the rain came down. They were stood out there, and I'm stood in the middle watching him. And when he popped his head out of the traps, you could hear the roar off these guys. It was just, you know, made the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. It was tremendous, and they follow him everywhere, and they really are a good bunch of guys, and you know, I'm so thrilled for them. Really, really, I'm so thrilled for them.
And of course, they all chipped in memory of the great pal Mickey Barrett, of course, as well. And it's that story that I think, hopefully, you know, Greyhound Racing will project in the coming week, and it's brought new people into the sport. A lot of these guys tell me they've never been Greyhound Racing before.
No, they're not. You know, they're all Nottingham Forest fans, and I'm a Derby fan, so that didn't go down too well. But you know, and they're in it for the right reasons. You know, when Paul, head of the syndicate, he rang me up and told me they wanted to get a dog, and I was a bit sceptical because I'm, you know, syndicates I'm not too sure about. But when they told me the story, I just couldn't turn it down, and I said, yeah. He said, find me a dog. And so I said, yeah, no problem. And like I say, I found the dog. And you know, a lot of you have read the story that Mickey shouldn't have been in the kennel originally, because the dog that I originally bought for them, Clarion Axel, he actually ran in the Derby here. When he came over, I didn't know he'd been named, so we can only have the name changed twice. So they said, no, we can't have the dog, it's got to be Mickey's Barrett. So I agreed to buy Clarion Axel, and I contacted Jennifer. I said, look, can you sort a replacement out for him? She says, I think I've got the dog for you. And so Mickey came over, we renamed him because he was called the other Charlie, and what a replacement he's been. You know, incredible, absolutely incredible.
Okay, well look, just final couple of questions. What does it mean to you, Jason Gray, to see your name up in lights for the Derby final?
Oh, it's incredible. It's a dream. It really is. You know, for years when I was younger, like Kevin said earlier, you know, I had memories of watching the TV trophy on ITV with my dad, and then you see, you know, legends of the sport like Charlie Lister winning the Derby, and you're watching it and you think, I'd love to do that one day. You know, lots of guys have been in the industry a lot longer than me, and owners have spent thousands and thousands and never achieved it, and here I am in the, you know, in the biggest race of our sport, and I'm just absolutely gobsmacked and overwhelmed, but I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to enjoy it and take it all in, because it may never happen again.
How do you see the race?
I'm happy with 5. He's won twice out of 5. He runs it, he's a clever dog. He'll not come across until he can get across, and we know he can break. He broke last week. So the draw is what it is, and I know that he'll be giving it everything, and you know, whatever happens will happen, and but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that.
You should be proud as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Gray, trainer of Mickey Barrett. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that completes the field. Thank you very much for your patience. We had 1 or 2 technical difficulties. He's the top man who's going to look after you. I think lunch is served, John, is that right?
It is.